Good evening, everyone. Oh, I have glare. I have glare. Um, okay, so welcome to A World Awakening. I think I have the camera placed appropriately so that you can see the beautiful Christmas tree that is up and ready for all to enjoy. I posted a picture of it today on Facebook and said we got the tree up. And by we, I mean my sister Christine got the tree up and decorated it and did everything. All I did was lift the heavy boxes out of the storage closet. That's all I did. She went through them. She chose what went on. This year's theme is the woodlands. And if you look very closely at it, at the photograph, you will see it's bedazzled with little rabbits and foxes and deer, fawns. So, yeah, we're doing a woodlands theme this year. So, if you celebrate, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. To everyone who celebrates this season of light, I suggest that we all do our utmost to keep this in our hearts year round. The world needs us to be our very best selves, especially now. That said, I have the privilege and the pleasure tonight to bring on a man who I consider extraordinary in numerous ways. Not only his intellectual prowess, which is formidable, but to me, there's lots of smart people in the world, but not everyone is as good and kind and pure of heart as Ray Goosby. I know him as Gooz. A lot of you do. And without further ado, I'd like to bring him in to A World Awakening. Hey, Gooz, how you doing?
Hey,
How
I
you
am.
doing?
How you doing? I
Good.
am. I'm awesome. I worked
You
late tonight,
are.
but I was reinvigorated knowing I was going to be on. I was just got a whole new set of energy going on now, so I'm good. I'm excited.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I was reading a couple of your posts, letting people know that you were going to be on the show tonight.
Yeah.
And I was so touched by how sweet and how excited you were. And
Uh,
I mean, for me, that's an extraordinary compliment because I'm just so happy to have you here. And, you've got such an extensive history in terms of being, a bona fide, the bona fides, you've got them in terms of being a researcher, a paranormal investigator, et cetera, et cetera. But it really is your spirit and your light that you bring to the world that I was drawn to immediately. Do you remember when we met?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I believe the first time we met face to face was at the Old Mill Parafest a few
yeah,
years ago, 2018. Yeah.
yeah,
And we were just drawn to each other. I just immediately hugged you, and it's like I knew who you were, and this lady is my family. I
yeah,
know her.
yeah. I felt the same thing. I did. And we got to spend quite a bit of time together at that event,
Mhm.
which was charming and lovely. I did think I was going to freeze to death. You might recall it was
It
bitter,
was chilly.
bitterly cold. There was no way to warm that building up. I thought I
No.
was going to die. So I'll confess right here, right now, that part of my attraction to you was the source of body heat.
I am, as my wife would say, a hot box, and she
You are a hot
yeah.
box. Yes. I have another friend, Denise Jansen, who gives furnace hugs. I mean, when
Yes.
she
Yeah.
wraps her arms around you and I wrap my
Mhm.
arms around her, the heat is extraordinary. It's
Uh-huh.
amazing how fast, and it's the same with you. Yeah, so yeah, I remember kind of being really clingy with you that day
Yeah.
because you were just so warm and cuddly and fuzzy and I've got Linny and Jeff, my friends that help set up tables and I go everywhere with them. Oh, good. Oh, thank you for putting that up, Bill. I want people to
Yeah,
know where
thank
they
you.
can find Ray. That's great. Yeah, he's got a wonderful show.
Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, and Jeff's like that for me too. Jeff is another, hug bunny. It,
Yeah.
crawl on up underneath that, just crawl on up in there and got it going. For those of you that seem to thrive in the frozen tundra, I do not understand. I never will. So, I know that you've worked in cryptozoology. I know that,
Mhm.
there's very little, if anything, in the paranormal world under the paranormal umbrella that you haven't experienced or, can't speak about
Right.
with alacrity. And
Mhm.
so I just wanted to give you an opportunity for those who might not know who you are and what you
Yeah.
do to talk about your history, to talk about
Okay.
yourself, and really to thoroughly introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, thank you. So, I guess my story starts. I mean, it sounds cliche. First of all, my wheelhouse is kind of ex- ex- researching the afterlife, what happens to us when our physical self passes away. Um, and it started at a very, very young age. We uh, moved into a house where we knew right away that the folks that lived there just went through a divorce, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that both of their children were killed in a car accident.
Oh,
So we knew that right away. We know those facts, right? But I grew up in a very, very highly Pentecostal religious house, so there were no such thing as ghosts, unless it was the Holy Ghost. Um, but then, as time started going by, my little brother and I were 5 years apart, but we started both experiencing just unexplainable activity. Nothing ever malicious or mean, or like it just little things here and there that would just definitely catch our attention. It was very intentional, whatever it was.
yeah.
Things would just fly off the shelf. You always felt like eyes on you and shadows moving throughout the house. So I was stuck. I didn't really know where to go besides the library.
Hmm.
And I started looking and researching who knows what they're talking about. Hans Holzer, I would read Lloyd Auerbach. I mean, all the greats, all the great minds in the metaphysical world. A lot of kids were, under their blankets with the flashlight reading comic books or whatever. I'm under the flashlight reading, Hans Holzer. You know what I mean? I was probably, well, we moved there when I was 10, so like 11, 12 years old.
Hmm.
And it was much, much later. Actually, I'd already met my wife when I realized that you could actually go and physically investigate places. There were opportunities for you to
Hmm.
be able to do that. And then I met a team, and the team it was a good team. I learned a lot with this team, and but they were so focused on debunking everything, it almost took the spiritual journey out of things.
Yeah, I
You know what
understand.
I mean?
Yes, I
Like
do.
I always, especially when I'm in a residential case, I always make sure that I'm looking for all the real life reasons, the physical reasons things are happening. But I don't just throw away things I can't explain. We would spend hours and hours of paid investigations, and for all of you that pay for investigations, you know how expensive some of these things can be, some of these locations. And on one little piece of activity that we had witnessed, and we'd spend the entire night, and then before you knew it, our time was up. We didn't just experience the building for what it was, and who we could talk to, and just the communication. It was closed off. And about a year and a half, 2 years into it, I knew there was a lot more, and there was a different path
Yeah.
that I needed to take. So I went on that path, and I went from having all the gear and all the fancy stuff to maybe having a recorder and a flashlight, if anything. I
Hmm.
do I do do some ITC experiments, with the different kinds of spirit boxes and
Yeah.
whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm just about connecting with spirit, feeling different energies, seeing what my physical body can witness or
Mm.
detect on its own.
Right. Because
Because
it really
everybody.
is our very best uh,
Exactly.
receptor. It's not only our five senses, but our sixth sense. when they're all working in concert.
Yeah.
It is, it tops, and I don't care how sophisticated the technology is,
Yeah.
any of the gizmos or the gadgets that investigators use. We are our very, very best communicator
Yeah.
with spirit.
Yeah. I completely agree. And now, I mean, a lot of what I do, well, since COVID, things have been a little bit quieter as far as actually going out investigating.
Yeah,
Thank God for StreamYard and these ways we can reach people and have these
isn't it?
discussions,
Yeah, it's
because
great.
because my show, the Cryptic Paranormal Show, my co-hosts Denise and Michael are like my brother and sister. We have so much fun together,
Hmm.
and this is how we continue to at least do something in our field and bring it out to each other. I work a lot. I work in healthcare, so I don't get out there, but there's so much information at our fingertips now. And, being on shows like with you and having these discussions is just an amazing way to keep growing. Everybody asks me, like, what is your one thing that you would tell somebody, like a new paranormal investigator? What would you tell them is the most important thing? And I'm always like, never stop learning. Never think you know everything. Just
Hmm.
keep learning.
Yeah,
And
I'm the same way. When people ask me, whatever version of that question comes my way, I always say the same thing.
yeah,
Please be aware that there are no experts in this field.
yeah,
There are none. I mean, I had my first face-to-face full body apparition contact at the age of 12, and I'm
yeah,
65, and I
hmm,
still cannot tell you what we experienced in that house.
right,
I still don't know what it is. Um, I just know what it was. I know what it wasn't. It wasn't a
hmm,
mass hallucination. It wasn't wish fulfillment or
yeah,
an overactive
yeah,
imagination or any of
right,
that stuff. We weren't crazy. We were just little kids. We were too
yeah,
young to be crazy. We were just having experiences. We weren't
yeah,
old enough for the
exactly,
world to have made us crazy. We were just having experiences that we were sharing with each other, and then
hmm,
eventually had to share with my mother.
yeah,
Um, and then she told my father, and I mean, we were off to the races. 10 years of living in a
wow,
situation that was so volatile, spiritually so
yeah,
active, that we never knew what was going to happen next.
yeah,
And that kind of keeps you on your heels.
oh
It's
yeah, for sure,
never ever feel completely sure-footed in a
hmm,
place that's active like that. And I know when
yeah,
you're in doing an overnight investigation or
hmm,
whatever, your adrenaline, I don't even know how, but there's a heightened adrenaline
yeah,
that persists throughout the night, throughout it's not just a flash, and
hmm,
your mind starts to race and your heart beats faster. That
yeah,
is a sustained thing throughout the course of the investigation.
hmm,
Imagine living that way 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
yeah,
365 days a year
I
for a
yeah,
decade.
yeah, I'm good for a couple hours, and then I'm I go directly outside, hug a tree, cleanse
Yeah,
myself, and then I move home. I grab my coffee and I'm off to
yeah,
off to my bed.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, the time I spent at that house. I mean, I lived there till I was 18, and I moved out, and then I moved back. Probably the most, I did see full body shadow people, two of them over me waking up one morning. Was probably the closest experience I had to actually seeing what these entities were. And
Mhm.
I knew right then and there it was the children of the people that live there private. I knew.
Well,
People like, oh, you had,
yeah, no, I had the same sense of it, is that those
yeah,
2 children died so suddenly and tragically
mhm,
that in spirit, they just went home. They
yeah.
might not have even known that they were dead.
And I want to say this is an extension of the story. Several years later, I'm doing a public ghost hunt. It's actually a fundraiser for the Shalersville Historical Society, which is
Great.
where I grew up in
Yeah,
Ohio. And they had actually physically moved the first cabin built in Shalersville, Ohio. They raised it and moved it to their property and then rebuilt it. Well, they were looking for some extra funds because they needed to build a foundation and get it all. And we raised pretty close to $800, which was enough for a lot of the cement for the foundation. So we were happy with that. But in meeting people, people knew where I grew up because, just to throw out my age a little bit, a lot of the people that are in the historical society there now are people that I went to high school with. So, they all knew where I grew up, and they knew the story of the kids. And what I don't remember is I was living in Shalersville when the actual accident happened, and it happened a mile from the house that I was living in as a younger kid there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the day. I remember a day I was outside playing with my dogs, and I remember fire trucks, ambulances, a helicopter landing in our field because it was the only open field that they could safely land in. And all this commotion and just horrendous stuff. I was scared as a kid. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know. But as this is all going on, I saw two kids about teenage age walking down the street looking very lost. And I think about it now, and I would put my money on it that those were the spirits of those two kids walking home, because that would be the direction they would have to go. And it's just a weird, this continuity, this it's a circle of things that happen. It's like I had repressed memories that sent me back to have that memory. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had a connection with these two kids before I even knew I did, before I even started experiencing them.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's just very, very interesting. But I don't know how you are still in your mind after everything that you dealt with in that house. I mean, you amaze me. Absolutely amaze me.
Oh, the extraterrestrials help me.
There you go. That helps.
They're like, yeah, you're going to be okay. We're watching
Right.
over you. It's cool. It's good. Yeah. I mean, because that's really what opened the door for me in every conceivable way. Just moving to the house and stepping directly into the fourth dimension, what we perceive, what quantum physicists describe as the fourth dimension, which is the realm of spirit. Now, we don't know if that's exactly the case. I believe there are multiple dimensions that exist simultaneously, and that we can move in and out and through them with relative ease. Well, I was oblivious. I mean, I walked into that house, Ray, and I was like, I saw a man standing in the corner, and he looked like flesh and blood completely. Like I could walk up to him and shake his hand. And I didn't. I had an armload of a box to take to my mother in the kitchen.
Right.
But I did say, good morning, sir, when I passed him, and he looked right through me like I was invisible, because he was focused on Mr. Kenyon, who was still packing his things as we were moving in. He was getting ready to move out. And my sister watched him just disappear into thin air. So, I mean, that all happened within a few minutes of moving to the house. That was our hello. But then,
first step in, there it is. I go hit you like a wall.
Well, but the thing is that's so interesting to me is, I mean, it took me years, it took me decades to start piecing this puzzle together. And what I have come to realize is that I slipped very easily into his dimension, so that's why he appeared to me the way that he did. Whereas my sister Nancy saw him from third dimension and just disappear before her eyes in another dimension. And I recently had a discussion with somebody about the fact that I can't touch electronic objects. I can't wear a watch because I kill the battery within 15 minutes. Even when I'm being filmed, I warn the cinematographers to have plenty of extra backup batteries, because their brand new battery will just die within 15 to 20 minutes of filming and they don't believe me. And then all of a sudden it's cut, because,
Yeah.
oh my God. I mean, and I wasn't even near it. I didn't touch it. I swear to God, I didn't. But I have this inordinate ability to drain energy from external sources.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the spirits do. That's
Hmm.
exactly what the spirits do. So I have to wonder if I have to wonder.
Yeah.
Erin, oh, my dear Erin Bush is with us tonight, and she has a question. Bill, go ahead
Oh,
and put it up. Ray, if spirit could give you one truthful, absolute answer to one of your biggest questions about the paranormal, what would that question be? Good question.
oh, that's loaded. How do I answer that and that
I
continue
know.
to
Yeah,
sound
well, she's like
intelligent?
that. She's like that. She comes up with this shit out of,
Yeah.
thin air. It's amazing.
Yeah. I have so many questions. It's like I don't know how I would narrow it down to one absolute truth question. Is there a truth? I mean, is there a law or a rule to what we're witnessing or what happens to us after we pass away? Because there's so many different kinds of hauntings. It's confusing. It's when we walk into a location, is this something that's just playing itself over and over again? Is it like the stone tape theory? Is it an intelligent haunt? Like, just what are you?
Mhm.
What are you? Tell us what
And
you are.
where are you? And where are
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you even see what I'm seeing? Are you in the same time frame? Are you in the same time dimension? Are you in the same physical dimension? I mean, how is this? How is it happening? There's a question. How is it happening?
How is it happening?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just, but then, then you go down all the rabbit holes. It's a
Can you
lot of rabbit holes. Oh, here he comes. Or she comes. I'm sorry. Where is she?
This may I present the princess peanut butter,
Uh-huh.
the apple of my eye, the center of
Uh-huh.
my universe. You got the COVID? You got the COVID? You got the phlegm? What's going on with you? It's my baby. This is my baby.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She's
Here, sit on mommy's lap. There you go. Oh my God. A little bit too exposed here. There we go. Okay, good. So we're good. Peanut. This is the peanut. This is the peanut.
Mhm.
It's my baby. Okay, so
She
all
is the
right. I'm
queen.
sorry I got you off. I
No,
knew she
that's
was
fine.
coming over tonight. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, we're
oh
all about the
my God,
dogs on this show, right?
well, I think that there's only two really important questions that humanity has to grapple with. The things that keep us up in the middle of the night. Yes, you know what they are. Um, oh my God. Are we alone in the universe? I've
Yeah.
had that answered for me long
Mhm.
ago. No, we're not. And that's not something I think or believe. It's something that I know. This is knowledge. We are not alone in the universe.
Mhm.
Is there something beyond our mortal existence? I know that there is, but I still
Yeah.
cannot tell you what it is. And,
Yeah.
that's for me, that's just that there's something else is really all that matters to me. I'm
Right.
satisfied with that. To
Yeah.
know that there's something else, that we don't just
Mhm.
die ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We don't just die
Right.
and then cease to exist. We go on in some way, shape, or form, and that alone amazes me. To me, that's a miracle. To me,
Mhm.
that's you were talking earlier about being with that original group that wanted to debunk
Yeah.
everything, to
Right.
prove that everything that they were experiencing, these phenomenal experiences, were not so phenomenal after all, that
Mhm.
they actually had some kind of rational explanation in our 3D world. But those times that you stumble across those things, that the
Yeah.
only plausible explanation is that spirit exists. That's the
Mhm.
only explanation. To
Yeah.
continue to try to debunk it, to continue to try to find a way not to acknowledge it seems very counterintuitive to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you even
Right,
doing what you're doing if that's all you're trying to get out of this? I mean,
right,
it started, the journey started whether for me, whether I wanted it to or not. The same
right.
with you.
Yes.
Why would I discount that and try to prove what I felt that whole time wasn't anything to really feel? I mean, it's,
Hmm.
I don't know. And are you really, you're doing yourself a disservice, and if you're trying to help other people, yeah, you want to try to find the real physical reasons, but you can't just put away what they're feeling. I'm not there. I'm not feeling what they're feeling 24/7. I don't live in that house. I don't,
Right. Yeah.
it's my job to believe, but also kind of point out things that it might be. But I believe everybody. I mean, I
Hmm.
don't discount anybody's experiences ever. I mean, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
but
I think when somebody comes to you in good faith and tells you their experience, and
mhm,
they're brave enough to do that, put their own reputation on the line,
yeah,
risk being belittled or
mhm,
ridiculed to tell you the truth, you should believe
yeah,
them. I've
yeah,
often said that those are liberating words. I believe
mhm,
you is
yeah,
extremely liberating. One of the things that I'm grateful for, honest to God, Ray, you and I have talked about this personally. I am so grateful that I found the courage to tell our story in print,
yeah,
putting it out there in the world the way that I did,
yes,
that has nothing to do with the movie. I mean, that's a whole other entity, but to tell our true story and to put that out there and to take that risk that
yeah,
my family would be subjected to awful scrutiny
right,
and disparaging comments and people casting aspersions and all of that, and to do it anyway.
mhm,
Our story has liberated countless of thousands of others who were
yeah,
drawn to it because they had similar experiences that they never told anyone about. And yet they'll
right,
walk up to me at a paracon that they've gone specifically to attend because
mhm,
I'm there, so that they can spend a few minutes telling me about their experiences. And when I look them in the eyes and I say, I absolutely believe you, they
yeah,
weep. They
yeah,
weep with this kind of release and relief.
yeah,
Someone heard them, someone's
yeah,
listening, that it's okay to tell your story. And I think that that's one of the most important functions that both of us serve
yeah,
in the paranormal,
absolutely.
because people do to me
Mhm,
exactly what they do to you.
yeah, and I think that brings me the biggest thrill, the biggest fulfillment out of how when doing the show. I mean,
Mhm.
being able to bring on other teams and other researchers and just people who have had amazing stories to be able to give them a voice to just share it with whoever may be watching at that time. It just, we just love sharing the stories. And like when we're sharing stories and other people feel, like you said, they're like, oh, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that feels this way. There's
Yeah.
other people I could talk to, you know.
Well, you do have one of the best shows out there.
Oh,
And
thanks.
your reputation precedes you in a big
Thank you.
way. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you're so authentic, and
Yeah.
your team is, you're the three of you are wonderful together. You are wonderful together.
Yeah, we have great chemistry. Like the show itself has taken many forms. I wasn't even an original member of the show, and it was the way it was supposed to be.
Hmm.
The three of us, and the three of us have been together for years now, and you know, we just have fun. We share information, we share stories, we share love, and we have a good time. Like, why are we doing any of this if we just can't have a little fun here and there? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just, you can never take you. There's times to be serious, but you cannot always take yourself so seriously.
Right.
So we call ourselves the paranormal, or the dive bar of paranormal shows, because that's basically what it is. Like, even when I give like lectures, and I put that in quotes, it's really, I just come up, I stand in front of people and I do the show. I interview people. I share my story. I ask them what they feel. They ask me questions, but when I answer, I always make sure like to get their view on it too, because it doesn't stop with just what I think. It matters what everybody thinks, and we put all that big soup pot of ideas and thoughts and feelings together. It's amazing what comes out of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's
it's
never a recipe for disaster. It's always a recipe for success,
yes,
you know?
exactly.
And that's the thing. You blend so well together. You do. You feed
Yeah.
off each other. You
Yes.
finish each other's thoughts. I mean,
Hmm.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. And we have a good time. We're a little unfiltered at times, but I mean,
Fuck, you gotta be.
there it is. I love it. You notice I've been kind of keeping myself, a little
Yeah, don't
professional, but
bother.
all right, fuck
This is yeah,
it. You see
believe
the
me,
word the
believe me, our audience downright expects it.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, so that they all know my big term of it's actually a term of endearment. If I ever tell you to shut up, it means I love you.
I
Okay.
know. Shut up. I
Shut
know. I
up.
say that to my sister every now and then too, and vice versa. Oh, shut
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
is.
just, I see my friends and some people that just start these rants and raves on Facebook, and I just like, you know what, I love you, buddy, but just shut up. Just,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. Give me that shovel back that you're digging your own grave with.
right. Yeah.
Oh God, I know. And really all they're doing is digging a rabbit hole to jump down into. And sometimes you just have to save people from themselves. I know,
Yes.
Ray. I've been there. I've
Yep.
been there,
Yep.
done that, got the t-shirt. Yep.
But now it's like literally I walk up to somebody I know and they say shut up and I'm like shut up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just but we just have a good time, and it's like I said, Denise and Michael are like my brother and sister, and we have an amazing time. And hopefully people who watch have an amazing time too.
Well, listen, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about
Yeah.
is the whole notion of the existence of a Yeti, a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, all of that. And I'm going to tell you before I even let you go on this,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some perspective. Tenny, who I'm sure you have seen lecture
Oh,
many times.
I love John. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
he's oh my God. Um, he talks about he opens a lot of his lectures with, how many of you believe in ghosts, and all the hands go up. How
Yeah.
many of you believe in extraterrestrials, and just about all the
Hmm.
hands go up. How many of you believe in gnomes, and like 4 or 5 hands go up. Um, and gnomes are actually earth spirits, so
Hmm.
they're
Yeah.
like fairies. They're considered, in the world, but not of the world. Okay, so he explains that. And then they ask, how many of you believe in Bigfoot? And like the giggles start all through. He's like, so okay, so you can
Uh-huh.
believe in beings that traverse the universe, vast distances that we cannot comprehend, to come here and see what we're doing on this planet, and you're okay with that, and you're okay with dead people, but you're a little skeptical about earth spirits or gnomes or fairies, and you think Sasquatch is a joke, right? So basically what you're doing is you're dismissing the one that's most plausible of all, which is that there is an indigenous species on this
Hmm.
planet that we have yet to discover.
Yeah.
And suddenly everyone in the audience, that it gets turned into onto high gear.
Yep.
Suddenly they're thinking. They're
Yep.
thinking. And then he goes on, of course, to expound upon the etymology of the word weird. And Tenny,
Yeah.
anybody that's ever
Yeah.
seen him lecture, you are entertained, you are moved, you are informed, you are delighted, you are enlightened, you are like the whole gamut. You get the whole
Hmm.
ball of wax. um I don't know if there
Yeah.
is such a thing as a Yeti, a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot. I think it's entirely plausible that
Hmm.
these beings exist. If they do, I think it's most likely that they are interdimensional, and that they come and go off the planet as they
Hmm.
please.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have by now, considering how many of us there are prowling all over
Hmm.
this planet,
Right.
seems to me that we'd have more than a couple of grainy photographs, that what we would actually have is this discovery of like a home base. We've never found a carcass. We've never found
Right.
the existence of, a cave dwelling.
Hmm.
There's, no little Yetis running around that anybody's ever got a snapshot of.
Right. Yeah.
So if they exist at all, it seems to me that, and I've always thought that Chewbacca was actually based on what our idea of the Yeti, the Bigfoot, is. I also think that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg have got an awful lot of inside information from
Yeah.
people who are very powerful and in the know, coming
Hmm.
straight out of NASA and even deeper than that.
Yeah.
Um, and so I look at their films differently than a lot of other people. It's for me,
Oh
it's
yeah.
entertainment more than that. It's more information than it is
Yeah.
certainly entertainment. But I think that it's entirely plausible that they do exist, but that
Absolutely.
they are extraterrestrial beings that interact and co-inhabit the planet with us. So
Yeah.
now that I've given you that whole 9 yards, what's your opinion based on your research and your investigations over all these years?
That I don't know shit.
There you go.
Thank-
Thank you. Thank you. Honesty
I
is the best
right.
policy, and none of us ever should be afraid to say those three brilliant words. I don't know.
Yep. No, I mean, I've been in the field, several times. I've actually still kind of new to the whole like active field research as my needs and my health start to hopefully go the right direction.
Mhm,
A lot of it's been book reading and watching documents and just reading and just
mhm,
absorbing.
mhm,
But I do go on hikes and I see things. I go on guided hikes. I've heard knocking that I don't understand in response. I've been camping. I used to be a hunter. I still am in heart. Um, a hunter gatherer, if you want to call it that.
I can't kill shit. I can't. A little
um,
spider, I have to catch it in a cup and
yeah,
envelope and
yeah.
take it outside. I can't kill anything.
um, I will say I only kill what I eat, but that's besides the point. Anyways, I've seen footprints that are enormous that look like they're bipedal, but also somewhat ape-like. I've heard howls. We have a hunting cabin that we've spent nights in, and all of a sudden we'll start hearing this almost screeching coming from the woods. It's scary, and we know what a coyote sounds like. We know what wolves sound like. We know what the area animals sound like. We know what that is. But when you hear what is like very kind of a human guttural howling, and then your cabin starts being pelted with rocks and acorns, and like they're trying to get us out of there. We've had that experience. Have I ever walked up on a Sasquatch or a Yeti? No, I've not seen one. But there's so many rabbit holes you can go down with this creature. I mean, the what you were talking about, the interdimensional um travelers, the Chewbacca connection, as I call it. It's definitely viable. I mean, I believe that we're not the only ones in this universe.
Mhm.
Um, and another interesting theory, we had Dustin Pari on our show,
I
and we were
love him.
yes, he's
Did
he's
you
like a
tell
brother.
him how much I love him?
I
It was
didn't, but next time
probably
I see him, I
okay,
will.
please, because if it was an oversight, I'll let it
Yeah,
slide, but I'll just call him. Never mind, don't worry.
there you go. You probably have him on dial up.
I do.
Um, so he made the interesting we talk about hauntings and how things could be like intertwined time dimensionally.
Mhm.
Like, are we seeing a shadow of the past? Are we at the same point in time that something is going on in the past in that location, or like we're just coming that time slip where we just things come together at that same point. He's like, what if a Sasquatch, when people walk upon Sasquatch, where this is actually a time slip and we're seeing ourselves as we were before we evolved. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously that's another amazing, amazing possibility.
It is.
But what gets me about this whole thing and what really kind of punches me in the face about the existence of this creature is that it's been documented for centuries. I mean, there's cave drawings of
On
this
6
creature.
continents.
Yes, everywhere you go, like every point of the world, there's some kind of creature that is some variation of the same thing.
Right.
And it goes back into ancient times. I mean, there's Native American drawings on caves and on trees, and it's so deep in their culture.
Yeah.
These stories have been told. I mean, how can you just toss that out as being something viable, as important?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said,
you have to acknowledge, I mean, there
yeah,
there is enough film evidence to say it's something, right? There's
yeah,
enough film evidence to say it's something, just like the Loch Ness monster. It's something. We just don't know what it is.
yeah, yeah, yep. So I if you ask me if I believe in the bottom of my heart, absolutely, because there's too many people that believe for me not to. I mean, there's too much evidence, and none of it is like in your face. Like, yes, 100%, it's real, but there's too many people having experiences, and like you said, there's too many photos and videos and just the story of the creature itself that goes back so far into just human existence. There's no way it can't be something real, whatever it is. Like I said, I don't know.
Well,
Whatever it is.
I don't, and I think, like I said, perfectly fine to say I don't know, but I
Yeah.
will tell you this: they had me at Harry and the Hendersons. I
Yes. Yeah.
loved Harry.
Yeah, and
I
that's the thing. I
did.
definitely love Harry, and I think that's probably more, Harry, Chewbacca. They're just like us. They don't want to be attacked, and they don't want to be prodded, and they don't want to be hunted. They're just living their lives, and just whatever they are, they're just like us. They just want their space. They don't want to be their things taken from them. They want to have their property or their area that's theirs. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that's the fun of why we do this. That's why we keep researching, because,
Yeah.
we might get a little bit closer the more we do this and the more we have open minds to what could be out there.
Yeah, I think so too. So, what do you think about our galactic family? Have you had
They're
any
out there.
experiences?
I have not had any face-to-face experiences. There have been many times in my life where I do not feel like I belong on this planet. I don't know what that
We
accounts
all
to.
need to move to the island of misfit toys. I am
Right.
absolutely
Yeah.
certain of it.
Yeah.
King
It's
Moonraker
always,
will welcome us with open wings.
yeah, yeah. But I've always been drawn to the sky. I mean, there's always been a connection, whether I see things or not. When I look out there, I feel like I'm at home, like I should be amongst whatever is going on out there, a big part of it.
Do you want
And
me
there
to
have been,
do that for you? Do
sure,
you want me to?
yeah,
Okay, have you got a
absolutely.
compass?
What's that?
Have you got a compass? Do you
Shoot.
know from where you live what true north is? From
Yes.
where you live. Okay,
Yeah.
true north.
Hmm.
When we're done here tonight, I want you to go outside. I don't care what the weather is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the weather is. I want you to go outside and I want you to look into the sky, true north,
Okay.
and tell me, and I'll be up, and call me and tell me
Okay.
what you saw. Because that there's a gathering of vessels.
Hmm.
There's a gathering of vessels in the northern sky right now. And they're telling me to invite everyone who wants to see them to do exactly what I am telling you
Wow.
to do tonight.
Yeah.
And so, I was chatting with my friends and Tenny a little earlier, and I told them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all doing a Strange Escapes weekend in
Oh,
upstate
okay.
New York, and I said, I don't
Yeah.
care what the weather is. Go out when you're done.
Get
Go
your
out.
asses out there and look
Get
north.
your asses out there because they will be waiting for you. And the same thing with my friend Rupert was driving
Yeah.
cross country last week, and I was told to, get in touch with Rupert, and
Yeah.
he was on an open highway heading due west. And I said,
Mhm.
stop and look, true north. And he had his experiences. And I
Wow.
don't know what's going on. I can't explain it, but I will tell you that even though I'm not physically with you,
Mhm.
I can open your third eye by having this conversation tonight. They
Yeah.
know precisely who you are. It is time for you to know them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then call me or text me or whatever you want to
Okay.
do. See,
All right.
just use this little Google machine thing. There you go.
Yeah. The Google machine. Yeah, I've never, and I'm constantly looking. I think this is actually about a week or two ago. One of the last, it was sunny today, but it was like one of the last sunny days that we had. And I was looking in the sky, and there was a grouping of clouds that looked too perfectly.
Suspiciously perfect. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and and I kept seeing like something almost metallic or sparkly behind it, and I was, it had me
Mhm.
scratching my head. I'm like, am I just seeing things, or am I finally getting that connection to where I'm like noticing things that aren't normal, I guess,
Yeah.
for
Well,
lack
they
of a
are
better
normal.
explanation.
It's just
Yeah,
that you're
not
seeing.
normal to my world and my perception.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
but
we'll
yeah,
work on that.
yeah, but yeah, I was just looking at them like those are just too perfect. Like it just doesn't match the rest of the sky. Doesn't
Mhm.
seem like anything I've ever seen before, and they're all like very symmetrical and very much the same size
Yeah.
and shape. And it's
Yeah.
just like,
And
wow.
very discreet. They are
Yes.
very
Yeah.
discreet. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
they
this,
hide in plain sight.
yeah.
They do.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, normies, as I call them,
Mhm.
the normal folks that
Yeah.
don't believe in anything, are probably just looking at the sky like it's just another cloudy day coming. But yeah, it was pretty interesting, and there were thoughts in my head.
Normies are oblivious. They're willfully ignorant.
They are, and I
They
feel
are
bad for them.
living, in a little
Hmm.
two-dimensional life.
Yeah.
And eventually they will awaken or they won't, Ray.
Hmm.
What we do, we're not here for everyone. We're
No.
not.
No.
We're just not. I mean, it's up to each individual
Hmm.
to literally begin to perceive, for their perceptions to
Right.
be altered by experience, but you can also have your perceptions altered by the experiences of others.
Right.
And so it's about education, information, acknowledgement,
Hmm.
acceptance, and interaction.
Yeah.
And I would really love to do an event with you.
Yeah.
If we put an event together down here, like, because I'm here in Georgia for a while, for the
Okay.
foreseeable future, if there is such
Yeah.
a, we would love to have you down here to
Okay.
bring, your perspective and
Yeah.
your experience with us. I
Yeah.
think we would have a wonderful, wonderful time. I've got Greta working on it right now. Like, I
Sounds
can't
like a dream.
go
I
in
love
here.
Greta. I love
I
Greta.
know, isn't she great?
Yeah.
Well, she's Greta the
She
Great.
Which
Yeah.
would my mom was on her way, her getting close to transitioning.
Mm.
She was she checked up on me a lot, and she was just, she sent me essential oils to, work with my mom, just to help her ease her pain and just kind of keep her calm as things were happening. And couldn't she's an amazing person. So
Yeah.
anything you and Greta are involved with, I'm in.
We're
I'm
cooking it
I'm
up.
in the
I
car.
figure I'll just have everybody come to me, since
Yes,
I can't really leave my mom right now, so
right. Yeah.
And I'm in the same position that you were in. So, it's,
Hmm.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
It has lifted me up to be with you tonight. It really has. I
Oh,
just
thank
love
you.
you with all my heart.
Yeah.
I feel like I have known you forever and ever.
I feel the
Really.
same way. When I call you mama, it means I feel like you're, like just somebody I could go to and just talk to and hug and cry and laugh and just all the emotions and all the things.
Yep.
I love hanging out with you.
All the
Yep.
feels. Absolutely. Well, Bill has just told us we only have 3 minutes left, which I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Bill, you
I
party
don't
pooper.
believe that. I used to do a World Awakening for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
it's
thought
tough.
that was, maybe too long for some guests, and
Hmm.
they felt like they were just going to run out of things to say. And so,
Yeah.
with my situation changing here with my
Hmm.
mom, we cut a World Awakening in half, and I do Soul School first, and then a World
Yeah.
Awakening back to back on Friday nights on KGRA.
Hmm.
But when I do an interview, well, it's really not an interview, it's just a very loving conversation between good friends.
Yes.
And I always feel cheated, like that hour just went by in 5 seconds.
Yeah, we
So,
actually just we shortened our show too, so it can be hard with some guests, but next time you're on, we're gonna go full two. There's just no way other way.
and that's what we're going to do, and I
Hmm.
will just have you back, and we'll just pick
Okay,
up where we left off.
absolutely.
So, I wish you the very happiest of holidays, no
You
matter
too.
what you celebrate. Just celebrate life itself. And
Absolutely.
Peanut loves you and looks forward to meeting you in person. And for everybody that's out there tonight, I love you all. Thank you for joining us. I hope that our little hour of light and love has lifted you up as well. And we are a world awakening to our old reality. So let's always remember to be the light we seek. I love you all. Good night.